Hatha Yoga with Antje. Today we're gonna pay a lot of attention to our lower back, an often weak area that we want to turn towards to.
Let's get started. So we lie on our back, and today I ask you to bend your knees and you let the knees fall to each other. So you can feel that your sternum is pressing a little bit more into the ground and your lower back gets a nice release. And then you can open your arms to the sides. Your chin is very slightly tucked under. And as we have been talking quite a lot, which was beautiful, we take a little time to arrive here on the mat. To arrive now from the outside to ourselves. And as we have a little bit more time, we just make the most out of this time now. And just become still for a little moment. Just become aware that you are breathing. Turn towards your breathing. Just observe it. No need to breathe in a particular way. Just pay attention to your breathing. With each exhale, you allow yourself to become a little bit heavier. So your sternum, your spine, your shoulders, the backs of your arms sink a little bit deeper into the floor. And then on your next inhale, you can open your eyes. So if you want to have a look what I'm doing, I'm going to just bring my legs slightly up and hold on to the backs of my legs from the outside very easily. So my legs hang a little bit in my hands. And then I just pull one knee very gently towards me and let go of the other one. So my legs or my hips start moving very gently backwards and forwards. Very easy, slow, gentle movement. And while you move like this, slow motion, pay attention what happens in your lower back. Become aware of this very gentle, light movement. And then with time, you can start pulling the knee a little bit closer to your chest. Making the other leg a little bit longer, as if you let go of it nearly. Pulling the opposite knee a little bit closer into your chest. Opening your lower back a little bit more. And you bring both knees in. Your knees are still wide apart. Your feet are wide apart. And you very gently start moving from side to side. You still hold on to the backs of your knees. It's a little bit like a micro movement to the right and to the left. There's not much happening. You just want to bring your attention again into your sternum and into your lumbar spine, into your lower back. And then from here, you can make circles, just small, slow circles. Your knees and feet are still apart. You're creating room in your lower back. Move slowly. This is less about the exercise than about the awareness, the concentration that you do bring into your lower back. And then the circles can become a little bit bigger. You bring the knees closer into your chest. Going a little bit further sideways, opening the knees away from your body. Making the radius of the circle bigger. Still moving slowly. And then you start circling the other way around. Using the whole range of your lumbar spine, your sternum, and your hips. You see, and then you want to remember that you want to breathe. And then you bring the knees together into your chest. Once more, make a little circle. And then roll over to your left side. All the way over. So you really lie on your side. And from here, you help yourself coming up to a seated position. So we do have time, so you can move slowly. There's no need for rush. And today, I hope everybody's got some sort of quite dense cushion or a blanket that you can fold a couple of times. So you create a sort of bolster. If you have a bolster, even better. So it's high like this, more or less. Because we want to try to sit on our heels today, like this. So instead of sitting cross-legged, try out to sit on your heels. So the more you feel this in your knees and thighs, the higher the bolster or cushion wants to be you sit on. So if you're in doubt, just get a second one or even a third cushion. And take your time to do that before you then sit on your heels. You might feel a difference then if you sit cross-legged. When we sit like this, our spine is more easily upright. So you can take one hand for a moment on your belly, on your lower belly, and the other hand on your lower spine, so where the sacrum is. And just feel this area for a moment, and then you can take your hand that is on your sacrum and just stroke it downwards to the earth. And you can feel that your spine and your tailbone is rooting down even more evenly into the ground. What happens is that your pelvis will open and your chest will open. So you sit up even taller now. And now place one hand on your chest, on your heart center, and the other hand on top. And just close your eyes for a moment. Time to remind yourself that you have an appointment with yourself. Where you pay attention to your breathing. Where you pay attention to what happens on your inside. Inside your body, inside your mind. What comes up and what goes. And then you can open your eyes again, bring the hands down. And as we sit up so nice and tall here, we just start circling our head. And while we circle the head in a small little circle, you want to still pay attention that you keep sitting up tall, letting your shoulders really sink down. Your hands rest on your thighs. And it's only your head moving, the rest of your spine is strong, upright, tall. And again, once you're moving your head, you can start then moving it in all directions that feel good. You see what your breathing is doing. Pay attention that your spine stays really tall, that you keep the stability, that your tailbone is rooting straight down. So you're not overarching your lower back. You keep stable. And you feel the stability as well in your core, while your head is moving. It's multitasking here. Yes, we're all women, it's easy. The women, it would be more complicated for them. Still a nice challenge. And then you bring your head back into the center and open your eyes. Good. So now we can put the cushion out of the way. Time to get moving a little bit more. And then you can stand up. When you stand up, see how you stand up. Just pay attention to how you stand up. You want to stand up in a way that you do not have any impact or not too much impact on your lower back. Like again. So I like to stand up that I have my hands first on the floor and keep my legs bent and then roll up. This is the most suitable for my lower back. And we're going to play around with this a little bit more before we move into our sun salutation. So we want to see how we bend down, how we come to a forward bend, and how we get out of a forward bend. And then we incorporate this into our sun salutation. So first you want to stand in Tadasana, in the mountain pose. Feet are parallel. Press the feet down into the ground. And again, place one hand on your belly, the other hand on the lower back. And now you can see better what I meant when we were sitting. If you take the hand on your sacrum and really stroke the hand down, automatically your pelvis will tilt a little bit forward. Sometimes this feels a little bit awkward because we're not used to stand like this. But this is actually the natural way to stand. So you open the pelvis to the front and automatically the chest is open, which then gives you more space for breathing. Okay, so this is our mountain pose. So now when we start our sun salutations, we do 1-2 times just the bending down and the coming up. So we inhale, bring the arms up. And then we can slightly bend the knees, and with a straight back, our arms go forward, and then we come to a forward bend. And your head is hanging down. Your knees are still bent. And now to come up, you want to bring your arms to your ears. So there's one line of your arms towards the front, and then you come up and your arms stay in line with your ears. And automatically, your spine is straight. And then you can bring the arms back down, standing again in Tadasana. Let's try this once more. Inhale, arms up. Slightly bend your legs. Arms move forward and then down in line with your ears. Forward bend. Oh. Let your head hang down. Now to come up, bring the arms again in line with your ears. You look forward. With bent legs, you come up. And then you make the legs straight, rooting down through your feet and reaching up into the sky. And then the arms come down. We want to see that we keep this doing during our sun salutation. So we start moving through the whole sequence now. You inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. With this forward bend, you can feel that you're elongating your spine forward and then down. Oh. Now inhale, the right leg goes back into your low lunge. Your foot is in line with your hands. Breathe here. You take it slowly in the first round again. This alone is a nice deep stretch in the low lunge. Remember, if this is too much for your right leg, for the source, bring the right leg a little bit in. But keep your hands in line with the front foot. So you want to find the way of the low lunge that works for you so you can stay and breathe. And then you find your plank. Left leg goes back. Spread your fingers apart. And then ease down on your belly. Release your toes. And then inhale, your chest is lifting. And even here, keep your gaze down so your neck stays long. You're being pulled rather forward than up. And then you exhale, bring the forehead back down, elongating your spine even more. Inhale, head up, chest up, tuck your toes under, and come all the way up into your downward facing dog. Bend your legs here as well. Keep them bent. Push the mat away from you. This brings your hips even further up into the sky. Breathe here. Find your downward facing dog. Let your head hang down. And then from here, you can bend one leg a little bit more, straightening the other one so the heel is coming towards the floor. Feeling a nice deep stretch on the back of your legs. Slow walking with your legs. Just enjoy this gentle opening of the back of your body. And then when you're ready, you wait for your next inhale. And then you bring your right leg forward. Remember, you can do this in stages or help your foot to come forward all the way to your hands. And then you come to your low lunge on the other side. Just feel the stretch here. Wherever you feel the deepest stretch, breathe into that area. And then when you're ready, you bring the left leg forward and come to your forward bend. Remember, bend your legs. There's no need to stand with straight legs. Really bend the knees. Let the upper body hang, cascade down. When your next inhale is coming, arms to your ears. Stay in one line, pull yourself up. And then exhale, the arms go down. You stand up tall in Tadasana, strong. And forward bend, bend your legs. Reach forward and then down. Left leg goes back into your low lunge. Feels different already. Breathe. And then find your plank. Pull the belly button into the spine. Stay here. And then your knees and belly goes down to the floor. Inhale, reach forward and then up. So your chest comes off the floor. And exhale down. Tuck your toes under and move all the way up to your downward facing dog. Bend your legs slightly again. Feel that you open your lower back when you bend your legs slightly. And then make the legs straight if your legs allow this. Otherwise, keep the micro bend. And then your next inhale brings the left leg forward between your hands. Right knee on the ground. Breathe. Now you prepare the right leg forward. Find your forward bend. Keep your legs slightly bent. Arms forward. Reach up. And then exhale, Tadasana. Stand up tall. We keep moving with a little bit of variations now. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward bend. Forward really means you go forward and then down. Inhale, right leg back. This time we come to a high lunge. So you bring your right leg back and move up with your upper body. So now we want to, again, strengthen and support our lower back. You want to bring the right hip forward, the left hip back to square them. So again, take the right hand onto your lower back, onto your sternum, left hand on your belly, and stroke your tailbone down to the earth. And then you can really feel that you're moving the right hip more forward, and there's more stability. Press both feet down into the ground and towards each other. Strong legs. And from this stable connection here, you bring your arms up and see how light they are now. There's no weight up here. All the power is down in your legs, down in your pelvis. Upper body is light and can be pulled up, straight up into the sky. If this is too easy, you can bend the front leg a little bit more. Pushing the tailbone still down to the floor. Strong pose. Breathe. Now when you get out of the pose, you reach with your arms forward. Reach forward from your pelvis. Make space in your lower back. Forward and then down. Oh, and then you find your plank. Exhale, knees, belly on the ground. Release your toes and then reach forward and lift your chest off. Mini cobra. And exhale, down with your forehead. Now tuck your toes under. You come to all fours and sit back on your heels. See if you can keep the arms where they are. So you have a nice stretch for the whole spine. Once you sit back on your heels, you can move with your fingers even further forward, elongating the sideways of your body. Breathe. From this elongation, you come up onto all fours. Now bring the hands exactly underneath your shoulders. And once you are here with a neutral spine and you look down between your hands, you start to circle around your hips, but make it a super small, slow circle. From the outside, you can hardly see any movement, but you can feel the movements in your sternum, in your lower back, and in your hips. And then very slowly, you make the circle a little bit bigger. And then you can feel that your arms and shoulders start moving as well with the movement of your hips. And then maybe your head starts moving as well. All this happens in slow motion. With deep, long, slow breathing. And then you come back to your center. The circle becomes smaller again. Once you reach your center, you start circling the other way around. It's more a feeling of the movement than a seeing of the movement. Just keep moving so I can have a look. That's it. So when you close your eyes, you can feel even better what you're doing. What happens down in the pelvis, in your sternum, in your lumbar spine. Get your attention there. And then this circle can become very slowly a bit bigger. Your inner eyes stay in your lower back. You do remember to breathe. Then the circle becomes small again. You move back into your center, having microcircles around your center. And once you're back in stillness in your center, you tuck under your toes. Find your downward facing dog. You can have the legs bent, micro bent, or straight. Wherever you are, you want to let the heels sink down towards the floor. And you want to breathe. And then when you're ready, your right leg goes forward between your hands. You find your high lunge on the other side, moving all the way up. Placing the left hand on your sternum, right hand on your belly. Stroking the tailbone down towards the floor. Opening the pelvis to the front, left hip forward, right hip back. Feet pressing down into the floor, and then you lift your arms. You want to first feel the stability of your lower back and of your lower body, and then the lightness of your upper body. Now it's so light, it gets drawn into the sky. You open up. See how much you want to bend the front leg. Still pulling and pushing the tailbone down towards the earth. Deep, slow breathing. You want to stay here. Feel the stillness. That's it. Very good. And when you're ready, you move with your arms forward. You can feel that you're creating more space again in your lower back. And then you move down with your hands to the floor, finding your forward bend. Oh, letting your head hang down, shoulders hang down, arms hang down. Let it dangle like a rag doll. Now bend your legs a little bit more and then start rolling up from your tailbone, vertebra by vertebra. Keep your arms hanging down. Head hangs down. Shoulders hang down. And eventually you feel your shoulders go back. And only then the head is lifting. You stand up very tall again in Tadasana. Tailbone elongating down into the earth. Pelvis tilting forward. Chest open. And then you can open your eyes. Bring your arms forward. We're going to squat down until we sit back on our bum. Bum. So now we've paid a lot of attention, especially to the lower back. When we want to protect the lower back, we want to strengthen the core. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to lie down. To make it really enjoyable for the lower back, we're going to bring the right leg down onto the ground. The left leg goes into our chest. So we hold on to the left leg. So to make it a bit juicy for our core, we're going to lift the chest as if you wanted to kiss your knee. At least your nose wants to touch your knee. While you do this, you press the lower back into the ground and your belly button into the spine. So you move up even higher. If this is too easy, lift the right leg slightly off the ground. So let it hover. If this is too easy, you let go of the legs and bring the arms parallel to the ground. Pressing the lower back into the ground. Feeling the fire starting to burn. At any stage, you can hold onto your leg, bring the right leg down, still bring your upper body up. And then slowly bring the back of your head back down, lie down on the ground. Both legs into your chest. Oh, and if you like, just massage your lower back a little bit, circling your knees. And then we change sides. Left leg is lying down, straight down, as if it was the elongation of your spine. And then you bring the right leg, the right knee into the ground. If somebody who wants to come in, let's let this person come in as well. So, and then you lift the head and the chest off. You want to kiss your right knee now. Bring it all in, all into your center. Lift the left leg slightly off the ground. You can even flex the left toes. Bring everything into your center. Press the lower back into the floor. Breathe. This is too easy. Let go of your arms. They come parallel to the floor. You're being pulled forward. You keep breathing. At any stage, you can bring the left leg down, hold on to your right leg. When you're ready, lie back down. Ooh. Both knees into your chest. Just circle them around, massage your lower back and your belly at the same time. Then you come back to center and start rolling backwards and forwards. From your tailbone to your shoulders and back. And then eventually you sit up tall. And now we do a little thing. We're going to cross. Do we cross the legs? No, we just come onto our knees actually. That's it. So first we sit on the heels and then we come up. You're going to prepare for the camel pose. At least for a variation of the camel pose. So you want to have your knees parallel, hip distance apart, and your feet can either be flat or you can be on your toes tucked under. Whatever feels better, both is fine. In any case, one hand on your belly, the other hand on the tailbone. Stroke the tailbone down again, elongate your spine, your lower back, make it long. Now you can feel that you open your thighs slightly already. Now you roll your shoulders back and put the hands on your lower back, left and right of your spine. Fingertips facing downwards. So now what sometimes happens when we lean back is that we compress the lower back, we do this. So this is compressing the lower back. Instead of doing this, we open the chest, bring the shoulders back shoulder blades wants to squeeze. And you're moving your chest up as if your sternum is being pulled up into the sky, straight up. And you can feel that you're elongating your spine before you come to the back bend. Keep holding on to your lower back. Keep pushing the hands slightly downwards, making room in your lower back. And then you can lean very gently into it, still bringing the shoulders back, looking up or forward. See what your neck allows you. And then breathe. To get out of the pose, you reach up, make your spine really tall, and then you sit back on your heels. Good. So now from here, we have elongated our whole spine so nicely. We can sit with the legs in front of us, getting the buttocks flesh out of the way, and move into a, let's say, modified forward bend. So we keep the legs straight for now, and you roll your shoulders up, back, and down. So your hands come a little bit behind you. Imagine you make tens with your hands, so it's the fingertips pressing down, and it looks like a wigwam. I think they're called the native Indian tens, wigwams. I think that's what it looks like. So you create this with your hands. So you feel that when you press the fingertips into the floor, you're lifting off a little bit with your pelvis off the floor. So you apply this pressure, opening your chest, creating space in your lower back, and then you tilt forward. You might not come far here, but that's absolutely fine. You just stay where your back allows you to go. With an open chest, long spine. Keep pressing your fingertips into the floor, hinging forward. Breathing. Then you feel you can't go further. From here, from this elongation, you bring the hands forward, left and right of your legs. You don't even have to pull anywhere. You elongate still from your lower back a little bit more forward, and you can see you don't need to use your hands. Your shoulders, arms are soft. You're tilting from your pelvis to your forward bend. And when you feel you can't go further anymore, then you just let go of your upper body, let go of your head, come to your forward bend. And breathe into the space in your lower back. Give yourself a couple of moments to really settle into the pose. And when you come up, you wait for your next inhale. And you make your arms long, so you want to reach forward. And from this elongation, you come all the way up, using your core muscles to come up straight. And then you bring the arms back down. Cool. And from here, you're going to cross your legs and just roll over onto your belly. Ah. And here, you can either lie with your big toes touching, or what's very nice for the lower back, you're going to bend one leg to the side, the other leg is straight, You still make the cushion for your hands, and then you just sink down. Oh, and lie down with one leg bent, creating even more space in your lower back. Just have a little pause here. Letting everything sink in what you've done. And it's time to straighten both legs again. We prepare for a cobra pose. So your feet are long, backs of your feet are pressing down into the earth. Your hands are left and right of your chest. And remember, in the cobra pose, you want to bring your elbows in, very close into your body. You can feel when you do this, already you start lifting your upper back. Just try this out for a moment. Just pushing the elbows into your body. And you're pushing your upper body up. So when we come into the cobra, imagine you wanted to reach forward first. With your nose or your head is moving forward and then up. So you press the earth away from you with your hands. Elbows very close into your body. Just come up a little bit. There's no need to come up very high. But in any case, you want to pull the hands towards yourself. And then you move forward and down again. Oh, making your spine long. We try this one more time. You want to move forward, take a deep inhale, move forward and then press the earth away from you. And then back down, making yourself long. Ooh, very good. Now bring both arms forward, making your whole body a little bit longer again. And then on the inhale, lift your right leg and the left arm. Naturally, your chest will move up as well. Keep your gaze down. And imagine the arm and the legs, they're being pulled forward and backwards, making your whole body even longer. And then you bring it down on your next exhale, far away from you. Inhale, right arm, left leg up. You're being pulled forwards and backwards, making yourself long. Keep your gaze down, your neck is long, chest is up. And then make yourself even longer, bring everything down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. You become even longer. And back down. Forehead on the ground. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Make yourself long. And bring it back down. And then from here, you're going to lift both legs, both arms, and the chest up. And again, you want to focus on elongation. You don't need to go further up. But your arms and legs move forward and backwards. That's it. Keep the gaze downwards. That's it. Keep it up. Keep it up. You strengthen your whole spine. You make it long. You're growing at least 4 centimeters. And then you bring it all down. Ooh. From here, straight, move back into child's pose. Keep your arms forward. Keep the knees a little bit apart. So your arms are stretched forward, as far away from you as you can. Forehead on the ground. Again, creating space in your lower back. Just stay here and breathe and let yourself sink down now into the floor. Having a moment of stillness. Imagine you were breathing into your lower back, just on the left and right side of your spine. It's where your kidneys are located, your adrenal glands. Let your breath be long and slow. Enjoy each and every breath. And slowly start walking with your hands towards yourself. And again, roll up one vertebra at a time until you sit back up on your heels. And once you have arrived sitting on your heels, find your way up once more to a standing position. Remember how you can get up safely and easily until you find again your Tadasana. Now we've created so much stability and space in our lower back that this will help us for our balancing pose. I'm going to do the tree vrikshasana today again. So you want to stand on both feet first, even it's swaying from side to side before you find your center again. Then bring your attention into your left leg so you can easily lift off your right leg. While you do this, imagine again pulling your tailbone downwards, opening your pelvis, standing up even taller, pulling your belly button in. And then see where your foot wants to go, either on the inside of your lower leg or down at your ankle, or even high up against your thigh. Wherever you put your foot, keep both legs active. So the foot is pressing against the leg is pressing against the foot. Pressing your tailbone down, opening again, tilting your pelvis. Then you want to find a focal point in front of you. You can bring your hands in Namaste in front of your sternum and then reach it up into the sky. And now you want to remember that you breathe. You want to make your breathing slow and deep. You want to bring the hands back down. No rush. And eventually the leg back down. Standing for a moment in Tadasana with your feet closed this time. So your big toes are touching. You can close your eyes. Now it's time to prepare for the other side. So more weight in the right foot. You can lift the left foot up. Tailbone rooting down, downwards. So really tilt the pelvis a little bit forward. And then you find the left foot against your right leg, either as high up as before or further down, whatever your body allows. Find your focal point. Keep both legs active. And your arms may want to reach up into the sky. Shoulders sinking down. So you can always have your arms slightly bent. There's no need to have them up straight here. You can always have them bent. Breathe. Take your time to ease out of the pose whenever you're ready, step by step. No jumping, no rush. Put both feet together, close your eyes. Stand up tall in your Tadasana. And from here you can open your eyes again and prepare for Shavasana, for our final resting pose. If you want to cover up and have a blanket or switch the light off, do whatever suits you best. Then we're going to find ourselves lying on our back. And especially when you still have lower back, when you still feel your lower back, what's a beautiful thing to do later after we've done one more thing is that you put a bolster or a big cushion under your knees. This will release the lower back in a really beautiful way. But before we do this, you're going to bend both legs once more. Bring the knees into the chest. And then just bring both knees over to the right side. Only as much as your body allows, so both shoulders can still lie on the floor. So you come to a nice deep twist here. As the support, you can put your right hand on your left knee. Your gaze goes over to the left. And allow yourself to surrender in this pose. You don't need to hold on to anything. Your whole body can sink down. Deepening the twist. Long, slow, deep breathing. With each exhale, you become a little bit heavier. A little bit more tension is melting away. When you feel your next inhale, you bring your knees back into the center. Very slowly, gently. And then you move them over to the other side. Your arms are spread wide to the right and left. Your gaze goes over to the right. Both shoulders are resting down. And you let yourself just sink deep down into the earth. Take a deep breath here and let's sigh out anything that you don't need. Your next inhale is getting your knees back into your center. And if your body feels like doing any more movement, like circling the knees, massaging the lower back, feel free to do that before you find your way down into Shavasana. As I said before, you can always put folded blankets or rolled up blanket or big cushion under your knees as a support for your lower back. And open your arms to the sides, palms facing upwards. You feel your whole body sinking down into the earth. In Shavasana, there is the point where there is nothing more to do, nothing to fulfill. No expectations. We come to a place that we call Satchitananda. We just are. Satchitananda means we are blissful consciousness. So just allow yourself for a couple of moments to just be in silence. So wiggling your toes and your fingers again. Moving your head very gently from side to side. You can deepen your breath and stretch out your whole body, waking it up gently and nicely. And then when you're done with this, bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side. And then come up back into a seated, comfortable position on your cushion. Once you sit up on your cushion, close your eyes once more. Place your left hand on your sternum, on your heart center, the right hand on top. Tune in for a moment with yourself and see what you feel like now. Then give yourself a thank you that you made it onto your yoga mat today. Give your body a thank you for everything that it has shown you today. And I think these days, this is more important than ever. Let's give thanks for another given day. Another given day on earth. Another given day in life. Another given day in the circumstances we find ourselves. So there's so many people who have different circumstances, who struggle much more than we do. I thank you for joining.